So you graduated. What's next? Certainly, that's the first thing that you ask yourself. Tomorrow morning, I'll wake up and I'll have so many job offers coming in that I wouldn't know what to choose, right? Isn't that what everyone thinks? I mean, certainly, you graduated from the most amazing university, and what's the worst thing that can happen? But unfortunately, we're living in a realistic world where dreams are only achieved for those who take action. So seriously, what is the first thing that you need to do after graduation? Do you go look for a job? Do you start working? Or do you go back home and just sit on the couch and look through your phone and just don't know what to do in life? The first thing that you need to do, take a vacation. Clear your mind. You have earned this time because the next chapter of your life is the most toughest and the most rewarding. Let me tell you about my story. Now, I graduated from the University of Virginia here in Qatar, Education City, interior design. During my first year of university, that's when I started working and gaining experience. I already had a resume from high school since I loved volunteering. And I had this blank resume where I was like, you know what? I'm going to fill it up as much as possible. And that was literally it. Simultaneously, I was applying for universities as well as working on my portfolio. And that was the time when I figured out that I was an expert at multitasking. And ultimately, multitasking came from time management. So time is the ultimate limited resource that we all have. And we have the same time budget. 24 hours per day, 365 days per year. So how do we actually use our time? We have many commonalities around the world where we all sleep, eat, work, and we have the leisure time. But what most people fail to notice, forget, they pass, it's a time to work on your goals, to work on your dreams. And that's what's lacking basically. Because now everything, the distractions are increasing, and capitalizing your time is very important, which will help you focus on your future goals. Just a side note to volunteering, age doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, it will really shape you as a person, and hearing from different people's perspectives, their stories, you will get these points and add it to your personality. Now, by my third year of university, I already had a full resume, experience, connections, and I just had to look for jobs within my field. But I was also interested in jobs that had me working with animals, teaching, whether that is recycling, social media, marketing, and working with charity organizations. And I had the bigger picture in my mind. Most of my friends at university had their heads in the books and they only cared about the next deadlines, the next briefs, projects, but they didn't really focus about the end goal after graduation. Remember, always have an open mind after graduation because ultimately what you've studied is only an interest, but what you actually want is something else. Maybe? Moving on, by my senior year, I had already job offers coming in, and I just had to pick and choose. But that only happened because I was thinking ahead, and I had my eye on the prize. Automatically, it made my future vision pretty clear. So going back to the main question, what's after graduation? I knew my answer, now it's time to figure out yours. And the only way to do that is to stay consistent, gain as much experience as possible, and don't be afraid to take risks. Ultimately, LinkedIn is very important. I know some people might think this is lame, but connecting with people on LinkedIn will get you a lot of job opportunities and things that you do not want to miss. Now, the main idea that I want to reach out to everyone here is that there are many paths to take after graduation, but in order to be clear exactly what you want and what kind of journey you want to embark on, you need to be working on that from your high school to your university until the end goal. Now, pay attention to what I'm about to say. No one likes the unknown, And that's exactly what graduation is all about for a lot of people out there. There's something called post-graduation depression, meaning the uncertainty after graduation. And you might feel scared, depressed, or even anxious. And in order to move forward and try to avoid those feelings, I have gathered 3 important things that you need to think about. Number 1, stop comparing yourself to others, because we tend to do that and we don't really realize it. So snap out of it. Number 2, we basically only focus on our path, but sometimes some people come in our way and we try to, help them and help that person, then your path ends up in a dead end. Number 3, transitioning to adulthood is hard, but you can make mistakes. You can always learn from them. And who said you need to be an adult almost immediately? So take your time. It's your journey. To make it easy on you, let's think about graduation as a vacation points perspective. How many of you here have been on planned vacations before? Please raise your hands. Okay. And how many of you have been on unplanned vacations before, meaning very spontaneous, out of the blue, last minute? Please raise your hands. All right, less hands here. So let me tell you the difference. Usually on planned vacations, you have enough time to go shopping, make an activity list, book the place that you want to stay in that country, and contact the loved ones if you have in that specific country. And you have a lot of time to do that, right? However, in unplanned vacations, you have no time whatsoever to do any of the above that I mentioned, making it very hard, and it will leave you with last-minute situations which might lead to problems. And so, personally, I choose planned vacations because I know what's the end goal, and I know that I'm going to enjoy my vacation. So this is exactly the exact same thing when it comes to getting accepted to university. You just need to plan your exit. As Abraham Lincoln once quoted, "The best way to predict your future is to create it." So now, listening to my TED Talk, this is the first step that you took, but the next one is the hardest. And you just need to take action. And today is the best way to do that because we are in 2023. This is the new year. You have to just go back home, write down your goals, write down what you want to achieve this year, new resolutions, and you're going to be on your way. Thank you so much.